Good morning to the daily vlog. Little man is looking for something. He's not getting a snack yet though, so he can wait on, but the day has started. Welcome to the daily vlog, where we vlog our lives every day since we've moved from the UK to Australia, and we are having a little bit of an English breakfast, kind of. A lot of beans, a lot of beans.
Sorry,
the beans have gone a bit crazy today. There's usually not this many beans. We're going to have a little nom 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 and then take the day easy, as you've told me that it is potentially one of the hottest days on record for
this year.
So far. Yeah, this year. So it's going to be a tough one, isn't it? But we'll take it easy and we'll see how we get on. Let's first eat this absolute ginormous plate of beans, this sea of beans.
Beach time! Is there any better time to spend it at the beach than on a Sunday afternoon? Absolutely not. We took it so easy today, haven't we? Had some food, down at the beach now. It's quite busy today.
It's a busy one.
Always is. But yeah, we're going to walk to our favourite spot at Stubbers. Yeah, come with us.
So, we're having a bit of a play about on the beach. We were playing Picco in the middle, but he's not playing anymore because he's boring. So, it's just me and Cody throwing the ball now.
Hello and welcome to today's vlog. Today we want to talk to you about the reasons why we decided to settle here on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland.
Covering a mix of points on why we picked basically Australia, but more so specifically why we picked to move to the Sunshine Coast from the UK.
As you can imagine, there's quite a lot of significant differences between moving from the northwest of England to the Sunshine Coast.
I mean, just looking at like what we're doing now is something that's not usually quite possible where we're from. So the idea that it's even been possible to kind of record this video would kind of cover point number one, why it's so amazing to live in a place like this.
One of the main points that attracted us to this area when we was looking was the compact location with all the amenities within a short drive away. So compared to a lot of other places in Australia where you might have to travel further afield to get a large range of different sceneries, amenities, here on the coast you've got the coastline, you've got the hinterland, which is like an hour away. We've got every shop, pharmacy, takeout that we'd need within a really good kind of distance from us. And we've also got the option of course going to the city, which is only like an hour and a half.
Yeah, being Brisbane, like you said, it's nice to have the option to go there but not be kind of stuck in that. And Brisbane as a city, we actually like Brisbane as a city, but it's not really where we've ever wanted to kind of be in the middle of a city, is it? So
well, we've done a city before, so like we lived in Derby in the UK. Shout out if you're from Derby, comment below and let us know. Don't think there'll be many of yous.
Don't think so.
But we did live there for 3 years, and we lived there in quite a small compact studio, and we lived away from family, and we lived in the city. So we've kind of done that already. So we did want to kind of be a little bit more either rural or by the beach. It's something a bit fresh, something that we've never done before. Yeah. We don't live by the beach back in the UK, and the beach is not very nice. So it's not something where you spend a lot of your time. Even in the summer months, you might go once or twice.
They're not. I mean, a beach is said with like air quotation marks because, like you said, very, very different to a beach in the UK to a beach in Australia, aren't they? So
yeah, so different.
Yeah, like you said, living here, I mean, just now on a Sunday evening, everybody's out with families, like, you know, they're bringing their own food down. Just, it's completely different culture to what the beach experience is in the UK. Here it feels a lot more like a kind of homely, chilled, relaxed environment, whereas in the UK it's kind of like a place to go and get away for the day. I'd say. Like,
it's more of a culture here, isn't it? You get people like surfing here that come down every day.
Yeah.
You've got people that are doing all sorts of different beach activities or by the beach activities. So yeah, it's definitely, and even people that are not super beachy can still enjoy to come down, do a dog walk, or just like sunbathe, whatever it is that they're doing. You can make it more consistent here because of the weather. Whereas even if you are a beachy person in the UK, I feel sorry for any surfers because as much as it's probably a great place to surf still, just a lot of the time the weather
down south is like the best place. So like in places like Cornwall, Newquay, places on the southern coast of the UK, the best spots pretty much for surfing. And some of the only real spots I know, some of our friends have surfed up north, but once again, a very different experience to surfing here, especially like I said on places like Surfers Paradise, you know, in the Gold Coast and like the waves that you can get on a bad day here are probably what you would get on like a good day in the UK north.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a big switch up, but not that we're surfers, but the option there to try it or learn it is there now. And you feel a bit more up for it when the weather's as it is.
Okay, so our next point is the climate. So we didn't want to make such a big move in our lives to end up being in a similar situation to back home. Now, of course, the weather is completely unpredictable, but just to put it in perspective, if you've not already heard us mention this on the channel, when it rains in the UK, it kind of rains all year round without any kind of predictable time for it to not rain. So like when families want to try and organise a day out, it's usually cancelled, or, you know, going to the beach isn't always the best. Like there's been many times in the summer where we've planned family times to go to Wales on the beaches, and you know, you might get lucky if you get a good day, but
Yeah.
it's like not always the case, is it?
Yeah, and like you said, I know especially here on the Sunshine Coast they have wet seasons and stuff like that as well, but as Cody's just mentioned, the rain here is very different to the rain that we're going to that we have experienced back in the UK. It's kind of constantly drizzly, like not heavy rain, but like constant drizzle, grey skies. Whereas here, you can have that harsh like rain through the night, and the next day could be gleaming and glorious like this. So you really are kind of, it's like the extremities here of when it's wet and rainy are very different to the UK. Like if it's wet and rainy, that's you set for like a day or two.
Yeah.
It's not going to vastly change. It's going to be pretty cruddy weather or bad weather, as you would say.
But the main reason why we picked the Sunshine Coast in particular compared to other parts of Australia is Perth gets very hot and dry, which obviously changes the scenery. We really like our green, you know, like our lush green kind of scenery. So that instantly attracted us to like this part of Queensland. And more say Melbourne and Sydney, again, you know, more city life, not really us. And also in Melbourne, the weather is quite like 4 seasons, so it's not necessarily just 20 degrees all year round. Which obviously you get here. Yes, like Joe mentioned, you do get the wet seasons, and yes, we're aware it's going to get extremely humid. We've had a lot of rain.
We've not
There's probably
experienced
a lot
that
more
yet.
to come.
We've not experienced that, so
that's fine.
That's going to be crazy.
That's going to be crazy.
I'm excited for it though, 'cause
Yeah,
it's a new
us too.
experience,
Yeah.
something different.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough, no doubt. It's going to be tough. Like even recently, like you said, I've been having a shower and then being like, it's really hot. Like within like 10 minutes of having a shower. But that's only going to get more intense.
Yeah.
But it's something to experience and something that's brand new to kind of feel.
So, as you might know if you've watched us already, you'll know that we love our nature and our animals. It's a big part of our lifestyle every day, and it was back in the UK as well, but we do kind of just feel like we did a lot of that nature and we're not bored of it, but we've just seen it so many times that we were looking for something fresh. So like kangaroos being wild here, the water dragons, all the different types of birds and kookaburras, and everything here is just so different. Like last night, for example, opened the door to let Picco out for a wee, and there was just a snake. That's not something that we get in the UK. So,
No.
like, you know, in the UK, we'd see a range of birds and deer and squirrels.
Foxes.
You won't see the foxes too often, but you can see them.
You can see them. We've seen them on walks.
We've seen them
and stuff
like once or twice.
a lot of the walks we've done, like I would say kangaroos are like the comparison of seeing like deer in the UK, but even that, like deer are much rarer to see.
Yeah.
So like you said, it's kind of nice to have new nature on your doorstep, and even down to the insects and everything like that. So that's been like, especially for specifically me, that's been like the most amazing thing, seeing like plant life, like fauna and flora, like just completely different to anything you've ever really experienced. Because a lot of the culture can kind of overlap. Like you can go into a shop and get similar food sometimes to the UK, but the big change up is that flora and fauna is completely different to anything you've ever seen, and it just excites you when you're picking up like even something down to like a leaf that you've never seen, or an insect that you've never seen. Just that is like the daily excitement of like seeing something like a stag beetle or a stick insect like recently. It just really does get you excited, and you feel like a kid like finding something new. Yeah. Big child.
So the next point is the overall challenge of business and lifestyle changes. So we was doing really well business wise. We did love our life in the UK. We saw our family quite often, did activities and met up with them doing different things, but we were ready for something fresh, something new, something, you know, with us being the age we are, not having too many commitments. We just said this is something that we need to go and do. We love traveling anyway, but we'd never been as far as this for us planning for as long as this. But of course it was a big risk with our business being so established in the UK. We didn't know if we'd be able to pick up business here. We didn't know if it would work and if it would survive. But it definitely has.
It's done really well. Like you said, it's took off better than we kind of expected for the time period that we've been in the UK. Like you said, we are now like an established business in Australia, I would say. You know, we're kind of mingling and mixing. And one of the best things about the job that we do, which is like photo shoots, and you can do one-off shoots and helping small businesses in areas, you get to know real people from the areas as well.
To meet so many different people.
They then open you up to like how many times we've been invited out to places now by people that we've met doing our job. That's what I do love about our job more than anything. You can mingle and mix with like completely brand new people that are, like you said, genuine people that want to keep meeting up with you. So
yeah. And just off on that point is we didn't actually realise if business would be that easy here in Australia. Like we didn't know if like how sleepy this coastline was and if we would pick up clients here or if we'd have to go further afield. It's one of the main reasons why we picked here as well, in case like we needed to get use the city for work, so for income wise. So we didn't want to be too far from the city in case one of us or both of us had to kind of commute to the city. Luckily up to now that's not the case, and we've been able to help like a range of clients here on the coast, just like we kind of have back home in our small town. So that's quite a nice similar to home feeling.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not that different. We've not had to like adapt our jobs too much to kind of live here, so it does feel quite natural to live here, I think.
of course it does. Yeah, very much so.
It's in a way it's very, very different, extremely different, but also like there's a lot of things that are quite similar because of the way we kind of live and what we do day to day. It's just like kind of a bit of an upgrade on like your daily lifestyle, isn't it?
Definitely is. So in summary, those are our three main points to why we chose to move to the Sunshine Coast over pretty much anywhere else in Australia. We haven't experienced the Western Coast, we haven't experienced the Northern Territory, Tasmania, Melbourne. There's so many places that people want us to go and visit, but what we actually did last year is we visited pretty much half or maybe 1/3 of the East Coast. And we kind of picked the spot that we most enjoyed to kind of have a base where we knew a few people, so when we turned up we weren't completely fresh. And that place was for us in like the Noosa Harvey Bay area. We knew that we knew a few people. So that was a big one that we were like, right, if we're going to go to Australia and give it a try even just for a year, or, you know, as it stands, like you said, we're on a 3-year visa that you need to renew each year. The first year is like you said, we said that we're going to do definitely a year. We're really enjoying it. We're only 3.5-4 months in so far, but like you said, it's been really, really good. So like you said, just kind of seeing how it goes and how we kind of roll with it from here for now. But it'd be a pleasure to call it home one day, full-time home that is. But for the meantime, like you said, we're just going to keep enjoying every single day that as it comes, because everything's a new experience, isn't it?
And it's so enjoyable. And like you said, you don't know where you're going to be in the future, but for now we're just finding all our kind of favourite things to do here on the coast and beyond, and obviously creating a vlog where you guys can see what we do, where we go. And it's been nice to know that so many of you have actually gone to places that we've gone to from the vlog.
Yeah,
that's all. That feels really nice. So if you have done that, please do comment and let us know. Also give us a follow on Instagram. Like, we do like to be quite interactive with our audience, and if you do have any questions about where we've been, on prices of things or anything like details, just give us an Instagram message.
Yeah,
and we'd be more than happy to, you know, provide you some more details.
So with all that being said, that's pretty much the video for today. It might be short, might be sweet, but I hope you have enjoyed. I think what we might do for future videos going forward is I want to ask a Q&A. So if you guys have any questions that you do want to ask us, let us know in the comment section below of this video, and we'll do a Q&A video where we answer them. So if you got any questions, if you've been watching for a while, are you brand new, let us know in the comment section, and we will be doing one of those videos coming up in the near future where we speak about the questions that you have asked in the comment section of this video.
And we just want to wrap up by saying thank you so much to all our members. You've absolutely, honestly, all of you are so amazing. Like, the support is unreal. And if you're not a member, just showing any sort of support in any way, like commenting, you know, just keep watching. And yeah, it means the world to us. It really does.
I hope this has kind of been a little bit more clarity for anybody who's been watching for a while as well, to kind of understand why we picked the Sunshine Coast. A few people are thinking that we're going to be travelling. For the meantime, we're kind of staying where we are, venturing out to different spots nearby, so maybe the Gold Coast, Brisbane, maybe even a bit further up to places like
well, we've got a plan to go to Byron this month.
Yes, coming up.
January, so that's upcoming. So if you are wanting to see any kind of northern New South Wales, we're going to be doing a little bit of that area, meeting some very exciting people as well. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that.
Keep your eyes peeled for that. But like you said, we will potentially, or hopefully in time that goes by, maybe venture over to the West Coast. So like you said, these places will come in time. But for the meantime, we're just venturing a little bit smaller afield than the whole vast country that is Australia. As beautiful as it is, we've not seen half of it, even 90% of it, pretty much 100, like we've seen like 1% of it from what we've seen. So there's a lot more to see, and that will come in the near future. But thank you very much for watching.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Adios.